Hey everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today is Friday the 19th of November and as you can see I've had quite a busy week. I've been trading my new funded account challenge with My Forex Funds. If you want to find out why I decided to go with My Forex Funds, I did create a video which shares a lot of information about them. So I'll include a link above and below for you to check that out. But it's been a pretty interesting week one of trading this account challenge. And I've got quite a lot to share with you in this video, so I'm going to jump onto the computer and get right into it. Okay guys, so I am in MT4 now on my platform with My Forex Funds, and I started the week with a starting balance of $50,000. Now for the account challenge, the goal is to make 8% profit and there is a 12% max drawdown. As it stands at the moment, unrealised, I am down on the account. It's been quite an odd week for me because I'm actually down and I've had quite a lot of losers this week. I'm down about minus 4.5% on the account, which is unfortunate, but I don't really feel like I've done bad. That might sound quite strange, but as we all know, our kind of results from trading doesn't always depend on the currency results, and personally I feel like I've traded well this week. I've managed to keep my emotions at bay, I've managed to keep focused and disciplined, and I think I've pretty much been patient with this account. So I actually feel like I've done really well this week because I've not given in to any serious emotions when it comes to trading, which was pretty much my goal for starting this account. The fact that I'm down red on the account just shows that I'm going through some drawdown, but I am managing my risk as best as I can, which I'll talk a little bit more about with you soon. And more importantly, I'm managing the emotions. So although I am down, I am feeling quite good and still confident about this account challenge. Now, as you can see, I am currently in two trades. I'm short on both CAD yen and pound yen. CAD yen I actually went short on early in the week, I think it was Tuesday, and pound yen, I think I took my position yesterday morning, and I've just turned the computer on and they both seem to be selling off really nicely, which is great to see. So I'm sort of flitting in between managing these. I've just moved my stops to break even to reduce the risk on both of these trades now, and I'm trying to let them run. There's obviously the temptation to get out while I'm in profit, especially because I'm in drawdown in the account. But most importantly, I've got to trust the plan, because for both of these trades, I'm aiming to get a full R profit out of these. So if they both hit my profit, that will really help me to combat the losers I've had this week and to get back up on the account. So I'm going to go into my account history now and just show you the results from this week's trades. As you can see, there's a lot of red there. I actually started a week ago on Friday the 12th, and I set two orders, one for USD yen and one for pound New Zealand. I also set one for Euro Australian dollar, but it didn't get triggered, it went without me. And both of these, when I woke up on Monday morning, both of these orders had been triggered in, and I was currently combined up 1% for those trades. But as I left them, they just didn't work out and they both came to my stop. Since then, I have taken quite a few positions, as you can see here. I've had a break-even trade and the others have been losers. But the way that I've been managing the risk on this account is I have been risking 1% per trade when I have been either at break-even or above in the account. So for the first two trades, I took using 1% risk. So those first two losing trades combined meant that I was down minus 2% on my account. Since then, as I was in drawdown on my account, I've decided to halve my risk. It's a new strategy that I'm trying out for risk management, because it's not only about managing risk, it's about managing emotions. Because for me, I feel like when I'm in drawdown, if I find it difficult to continue sometimes, and for me to kind of combat that feeling and to try to stay focused on trading my plan to my best of my ability, it helps me to reduce my risk. So the next 5 losers I had were actually half size positions, so I was only risking 0.5% per trade. So I took minus 2.5% combined for these, which means that I'm currently down minus 4.5%. Now I'm glad I've been doing that, reducing my risk, because obviously I would be down a lot more in my account if I hadn't have done that. Granted, it's going to take me more time to get back, but it's going to give me time, and that's what's most important, because if I'm going through a period of drawdown, what I need now is time and to keep focused and to not get emotional. So I have reduced my risk to aim to do that, and I'm just going to continue on trying to take the best trades. I know from my back testing that when I get winners and I let them run, I can soon get out of these drawdown periods. So I've just got to trust that process and carry on. If you guys have been watching my channel, you'll know that I have been experimenting with a few different strategies. I have been doing a lot of scalping, day trading and swing trading. And over the last few months, I've basically since August been green consistently when it comes to swing trading. And I've come to this realization, and a lot of you have been sharing your thoughts about it on the channel as well, but I have come to this realization that I need to let go of scalping and using the faster time frames for now. Because although I do think that it has a chance of being consistently profitable, for me personally it's just too much, especially with being pregnant. I'm 7 months pregnant and the baby's due in January, and right now I've just got to focus on eliminating any stress and any anxiety from my life. And scalping certainly comes into that category. So for this account challenge, I have been using my swing trading strategy, and I'm going to share a video with you next week which shares a breakdown of that price action strategy. So make sure you subscribe below to catch that video. But primarily it's using the daily, the 4-hourly and sometimes the hourly time frame to catch swings and moves in the market flow. I feel like it is a much better strategy for me personally now because I'm not getting that emotional with it, because I can leave it, and also it's not intruding too much on my day because obviously, as you can imagine, I'm pretty busy now, so it's going to get pretty busy when the baby comes. But for those of you who've asked, the baby's doing really well and we are super excited to welcome our new bundle of joy in the new year. So just before I share with you a breakdown of the trades I took this week, I'm just going to manage this trade now that I'm in on CAD yen because it's just going past my 3R target, which was my original target, which is at 0.2. So as part of my risk management here, I have extended my target to 62 to try to get a bit more, but I am going to wait for it to break below the dollar and then trail the stop, because as you can see we are getting some strong selling off and I want to try to let this run. Right, so I'm trailing a really tight stop now on CAD yen. I've just set my stop, which is 3R, which originally was my take profit. I've waited for it to just go past there. I've extended my take profit to 4R, and now I've got a tight stop. So I've definitely made 3R on this trade. Hopefully a bit more, but we'll see. So it's safe to say that now, because I have that stop loss in place, as I'm risking 0.5% on that trade, I've made 1.5% on that. So now I'm currently down 3% on the week, which is a bit better than 4.5% drawdown. And my trade on pound yen is coming down quite nicely as well. Once we get past the lows here, I will probably trail my stop again. I'm aiming for 4R on this trade, which is in line with the daily level. So now I have that out of the way, let's have a look at some trades that I took this week in my funded account challenge. So I'm going to start from the beginning, and one of the first trades that I set, I think I said to you earlier, I set a sell limit order on Euro Australian dollar. It didn't actually get triggered, but I've saved this just for my own review process to see that it did work nicely. I had the right idea, but I just didn't get into this trade. Again, I had a buy limit order set on USD CAD that's been resuming its really nice uptrend, but I didn't get filled, so I've left that one out here. And I've also saved a trade. There was a trade that I planned and was very close to executing but decided not to, but I would have won, and I like to save those for my own reviewing process because it's just good to reflect on those. In this case it would have been good to take that trade, but it's okay. It didn't feel right, so I didn't take it at the time. So pound New Zealand, this was one that I set a week ago. And I got triggered into it on Monday morning, and I got into this for a sell limit using the 4-hourly time frame because we come into this downtrend. I was looking at this reaction leg measurement here, which we had been consolidating around, and after we got this big bearish drop down here, I decided to set an order up back at the range because I felt like the momentum was coming in, and I do feel like the trade had the right idea, but it just didn't work out, and that's fine. And the second trade that I got into as well using this sell limit was for USD yen. Now this one wasn't really A quality looking back, and that's something I'm going to definitely learn from this week, is it's got to be A quality, especially when it's in the funded accounts, because it's so tight in terms of time and drawdown that there can't be really room for mistakes. But this trade, I don't think it was A quality because we had this big momentum push up, so I was experimenting here against this momentum move in terms of the trend. But I set a sell limit because I felt like usually with a gap we can sometimes get a drop down before continuing, and I was trying to trade that drop down, so it was a bit of a risky one and it didn't work out in the end. I mean, I did get triggered into it here, and as you can see I was in 1% profit at one point, but it turned against me and hit my stop. A couple more trades here. So Euro Swiss, I took this on the Wednesday. This was on the hourly time frame, and since then I think it has actually curled back up into the green, but again it just didn't work out. That was using reaction leg measurements here. I felt like we were starting to swing higher. Another loss taken here on Euro New Zealand dollar. Again, we were starting to swing higher up, and I was using the LSB measurement together with the fork for an entry. After this green momentum candle, we started to push up, and I got in on this retest here. It did push up a little bit, but then it failed and came down to my stop. And another one on New Zealand dollar yen. This was an unfortunate trade because I was up quite a lot in profit on this trade before it turned against me and came down to my stop. Like I said, it's not really been my week. And I also took a short here on Euro CAD because we've broken this range. We come down with some bearish momentum, and I was using a retest of this range here to get into this move, but it just didn't quite work out. And my break-even trade was taken on pound Swiss, following the trend up here on the hourly time frame. I used the measurement of a previous reaction leg to gauge an entry here, and it was quite a nice trade. I wasn't in drawdown much at all. It came up to about 1.5R profit, but I had a 3R target, and then in the end, when it made this hourly bearish candle below the previous high, I moved my stop to break even to manage the risk. So I came out break even and it would have come down to my stop. So I feel like I managed that quite well. And even though looking back, it's okay to think, well, I could have gotten out and I could have made a good profit on that trade, I'm still following my plan, because from back testing I know that my plan works out over a series of trades perspective, and generally my accuracy rate isn't that good, but I can make up for it by aiming for more profit from the trades when I do win, and that's what I'm leaning on for my strategy. So there's a quick breakdown for you on the trades I've taken this week in my account with my Forex Funds. I am feeling really good about the account, even though I'm in drawdown. I'm really enjoying my approach to this. I'm feeling more relaxed about it, and my motto for this experience is relaxed, patient trading. That's what I want to be doing, and that's what I'm trying to affirm to myself every morning to get into the zone before I trade. And I think that it helps when you're doing account challenges like this. I think it can really help to just stay focused on the why. Why are you doing the challenge? Because there have been occasional moments, kind of like towards the end of the week, yesterday, where I felt myself slipping into that negative mindset because, you know, I've taken consecutive losers, I'm down on the account, and I had those thoughts creeping in that, why are you doing this? This is really hard. What are you doing? And it's just good to answer those questions and be honest with yourself. And for me, I'm doing this for my baby, I'm doing it for my family, to make a better life for us. And I really believe in what I'm doing that much that I've got to go through this process. But I also want to enjoy going through this process and not allow myself to get stressed about it or nervous about it. And I'm really trying to just keep that mindset through this experience, through this challenge. Because it is early days, I've got 3 weeks left in the account. I know that the strategy works over a series of trades perspective, so all I'm doing is I'm focusing on trading the plan. I'm going to just try to relax into it, and my goal is to keep relaxed and to enjoy it. My second goal is to finish green, and ideally the target is to make the profit target and pass the challenge, but I'm not really thinking too much about that. Right now I'm thinking that it'd be great to just finish green and just enjoy it. If you guys have had a similar experience, if you've done any account challenges, if you've got anything that you'd like to share, any tips on how you manage to cope with the trading psychology side of things, do share them below in the comments. It's always great to hear from you. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel below. I'll try to share my progress throughout this challenge with you guys, but obviously I'm just doing videos when I can at the moment, and it's probably going to change soon, but for now I'll keep sharing my journey with you guys, and I hope you enjoy it. So until next time, have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Bye.